Shalom, Makan Watian. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakodash. I'd like to proceed this lesson with giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do well and teach well, man. Without further ado, I'm going to go into the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 1 through verse 2, man. And it reads, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which is your reasonable service. And the point is in this one, making our bodies a living sacrifice, man. By means of, praying, fasting, putting off certain habits that may not help us, man. Things that, may make us err from the truth, man. Things that take up things that can be a distraction unto us. Examining ourselves daily, man. So things like that. Let me get that real quick. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 5, and it reads, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith, prove your own selves, know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates, man. And we gotta make sure that we're on that straight gate, man. Keeping our eyes single, man. Yeah, that was it right there, man. Making sure that we keep our eyes single, man. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2, and it reads, and be not conformed to this world, to the things that this world indulges in, man, which is adultery, murderous type of things, Eve's loved niggas who killed motherfuckers, and then Jake, they love to boast about it, man. How many hats they got, how many bodies they got. That's a thing that's big in the culture right now, man. In the death culture, man, which Esau Edom has promoted to the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Esau, the so-called white man, which is the devil, man, the adversary, man, Shaitan, Shaitan, man, the adversary, man, in the physical form. Verse 2, it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You got to transform your mind, to think about, things on high, man. Let me see. I'm going to just get this one. I'm going to go back to this, though. Read this. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world. Let's go into that word conformed, man. What does conform mean? Conformed. Definition. Comply with rules, standards, or laws, man. Of a person behave right here. Of a person behave according to socially acceptable conventions or standards, man. The pressure to conform, man. We shouldn't be able to have that pressure on us, man, because, hey, man, fuck this place. These motherfuckers can have it, man. We don't want to be a part of this society, man. The same that shall find their life. Let me get that. It's a lucky, man, under the weather a little bit still this whole week. Hey, but we gonna keep it pushing, man. It's lucky for my voice, but nonetheless, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 39. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it, man. So we gotta be learning the scriptures, man, obeying the Most High and His commandments to the best of our abilities, man. Rehearsing the righteous acts to the best of our abilities, man. Romans chapter 12, verse 2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. And that's what our mind should be towards on, man, leaning on the most, man. From the time we wake up in the morning, giving thanks and praying to the Most High, for giving us another day, man. Another day to battle this, another day in this battle, man. Another day to battle this flesh, You know, battle Esau Edom, man. You know, all things up above, man. All around, man. You know, because we know, hey, this walk isn't easy, man. You know, we're getting attacked by all angles. Any open crevice that's open, man, they gonna hit us, man. And Shaitan gonna hit us, man. But that's where we gotta keep going, man. You know, hey, put on the whole, put on the whole armor of the Most High, man. Roughly paraphrasing, man. You know, and in Romans chapter 12, verse 2, it says, you know, be not conformed to this world, but yea, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, man. You know, and I'm gonna back it up with the book of Colossians chapter 3. Verse 1, man. If ye then be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, man, where Yahushua sitteth on the right hand of Yahweh, man. You know, if ye be risen with Hamashiach, you know, with, you know, the knowledge of this truth, man. You know, we seek those things which are above, man. We don't, you know, man, let me get that one. Man, trying to block this precept off of me, but man, hey, Lord's will, I get it. Hey, call out Yabashim Yahshai, man. I'll go back to this, man. With the Colossians chapter 3, verse 1, if then ye be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, where Yahushua sitteth on the right hand of Yahweh, man. Verse 2, set your affection on things above, not on things on earth, man. You see? We're not supposed to be worried about this shit here, man. Of course, we still in the flesh, this and that, but, man, we got to, you know, do our business and get the fuck up out of here, man. It's the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahushai, that is in Hamashiach Yahushai, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also, man. You know, and that's another thing too, man. You know, we have spiritual powers on a low level, man, to be able to teach other men, you know, this truth, man. Verse 3, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach, man. You know, all these things we gotta, hey, this is our battle, man. This is the things that we gotta go through, man. You know, in the flesh, man. But we can't be too involved and too invested in the flesh, man, things of this world, man. We got to be more invested on things up above, man. I'll get to that precept right now. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4, no man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier, man.